And good morning. It's
Good morning.
Good to see you. And my cohort is back today.
Yes.
After making a frantic run to New York City transporting dogs.
Yes. 2 dogs and 3 puppies. We
there
drove
you
up
go.
one day and came back the next. But
I'm
they're
Nancy-
safe.
Yes, and hopefully a forever home.
Yes.
I'm Nancy Kaysen. I'm your host today. And Brene Beatty, co-hosting and retired, but running dogs all over the United States.
Yes,
and
yes, yes.
Having a really good time doing it.
I am.
And you know, Brene and I really quit telling y'all about the weather.
Except I've got long johns on.
We're prepared today for whatever it is it's going to be.
It's the end of March.
Not going to be spring, okay?
No.
We don't know.
Spring
Now,
was in January. We're
yes,
having winter
we
in
had
March.
that, remember?
Yeah.
Y'all remember that? We did have it. But yesterday afternoon, it got up to the low 50s and the sun was shining and the wind wasn't blowing
So much.
so much. So
Yes.
it was a little bit better. So we're hoping today, although we're dressed for what has been happening, we're hoping that it'll be a little bit nicer. And so
But
we're
Monday, they say. Monday.
snow.
Really? Oh, I heard it was supposed to get up to 70.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just doing that. I'm just doing that. I don't know.
I heard my cohort Janet that went to New York with me.
Yes.
Said she heard, I don't know where, but
Okay, this
anyway,
is through the
it was
grapevine,
70.
folks.
Grapevine.
Through the big grapevine, we're going to tell you
Which
about
is
the weather.
just as valid as the weather report.
As the National Enquirer.
Exactly.
Okay, so, you want to check the weather, go to the National Enquirer. That's what
right.
you do. But we're going to start out with, our little four-legged friend isn't here yet, so we're going to start out with the community calendar. So get your paper and your pen out, and let's get some things that are on the calendar going. So what do you got to start us off, Ms. Bernay?
Okay, tonight,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Greater Cleveland Community Jazz Band will take the stage at 7 p.m. in the 5 Points Museum. And they're going to be performing blues favorites, and you can enjoy delicious burgers. It's called Burgers and Blues. I think that's a great idea.
I do too.
And it's sponsored by the Museum Center, Central Parks Burgers, the Bakery at Athens, and Tudor's Music. Thank you, Don.
Tudor's Music, yes,
The
Don
event
Bender,
is
thank you.
$5 and open to the public.
And
That's a deal.
It is a deal. Flavis and I have been. The music's great. The food was good. And it was tables of like 8, and we called some friends and said meet us there. And for $5, I mean that's
Yeah.
pretty cheap entertainment.
That is.
Yeah. So I enjoyed it. Okay, for all you people that might be interested in meeting the Honorable Bill Haslam, who is the governor of the state of Tennessee,
You know him.
Thursday, yes. If you don't know him personally, you can.
Yes.
Thursday, April the 4th at 6 p.m. at Lee University's DeVoe Recreation Center. The tickets are $40, and if you're interested, 310-4523, or you can purchase tickets online at www.bradleycountygop.com. So that the governor will be here on April the 4th. So if you're interested in meeting him and sharing some ideas with him, get your $40 ticket and go on over there.
That's right. Oh, and this ad says, I think this is really cute. Ready to start spring cleaning? No, I've still got my fireplace going.
Oh, absolutely.
But anyway, if you are getting a jump on it, if you think because it's March, you should spring clean.
Absolutely.
The Habitat Restore is more than willing to take all of your clutter that you're going to clean out. So think of them when you start cleaning out closets and everything. And for big things, they'll come pick it up.
Absolutely, they will. They
Yeah.
picked up a sofa at my house
Yeah.
before, and it's great.
Yeah.
And I was up there shopping the other day.
Oh,
at the
I
Restore,
always go
at
there.
the old Restore, and
Yeah.
looking for things for Cherry's Jubilee. I
Yeah.
mean, like it's not 3 weeks out, and I have plenty of time to do this. But anyway, that's
Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, you just never know. You never know. Now, Sunday is Easter Sunday, folks, and there are a lot of churches. I just have a couple of ads from the banner. The night of worship, Good Friday, March the 29th, at the Westmore Church of God, and they do beautiful music, folks. So that one is at 7 o'clock. Okay, the Waterville Baptist Church, and they've got a brand new church, and I understand it's gorgeous. I've not been there. Facing Tomorrow, that was Sunday. I am so sorry. Okay, that was Palm Sunday. Okay, let me double check these now. Okay, Westmore Church of God then on Sunday, Easter Sunday at 10 a.m. is doing Celebrate Easter. The Samples Memorial Baptist Church, Heaven or Hell, an Easter drama on Saturday night at 6 o'clock on May the 30th. And then I know that Broad Street will have 4 sanctuary services Easter Sunday morning, 8:45 and 8:30 and 8:45, 10:45. There's 2 services at 10:45. Also, if you want to get up early in the morning, Easter morning, 6:45 at Johnston Woods on the porch of the Hurt Lodge, and they will be serving a breakfast for minimal donations. So that's what I know about Easter, and I'm sure that other churches out there have things going. So it's Easter Sunday, folks. So
Yes.
get out.
Read your banner.
That's right. Get out and do
All the
something
stuff's
Easter
in there.
Sunday.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, if you think you have a big tree,
Right.
big tree in your yard, the what is this? Okay, this is the Cleveland Tree Board.
Yes, yes.
And Check Into Cash are sponsoring a big tree contest to find the biggest tree in Cleveland, Tennessee. It has to be in Cleveland, city limits, can't be out in the county. And there's a $500 grand prize.
Yeah, boy.
And the entries must be mailed by April the 1st, and the winner's going to be chosen on Arbor Day. But you can send your best guess to Dan Hartman, the city forester, at dhartman@clevelandtennessee.gov, and he and his team will provide formal measurements. So you can send in your best guesstimate. They want like the width and the height and all that bunch of stuff. But you know, if it's really big,
If you're tall
Who
and
knows?
it's taller than you, it might be the biggest tree. Who knows?
oh Nancy, I don't think we have anybody that tall.
No, but we have some big oaks around
We
my
do.
house. I
We
mean,
have some
I have
big
some big
trees.
and I have some big pine trees. And when
Oh,
the
but
wind
you
blows,
wouldn't be eligible.
I know, and
You're
I'm
not
not
in
in
the
the
city.
city. I'm
No.
out in the county. So,
Oh, well. So
Okay, the Easter Bunny is at the mall, and we'll be there through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Sunday, Easter Sunday, from 1 until 5. And so you need to go out to the mall and see the Easter Bunny, and photos are going to be taken daily. And pet night is, what is today? Pet night has already been, okay? Sorry about that. So
I know. I saw
anyway,
that in the paper, too.
but you can even go out there Easter Sunday. What a
Yeah.
thrill for the kids. Go out there
Yeah,
see the
with
Easter
your
Bunny.
Easter-
and get your,
Easter
yeah, with your pretty
outfits,
Easter outfits
yeah.
on, and get your picture made with the Easter Bunny.
Okay, and don't forget to vote for your favorite Cleveland cutie.
Aren't
That's in
they
the
the
banner.
cutest things?
Oh, they are precious. Exactly. Okay, the voting deadline is Tuesday, April the 2nd at 5 p.m. And the ballots may be dropped off at the Cleveland Banner Office, and that's on 25th Street.
Yeah, 25th. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right
Okay.
there. Okay, now, you know, we always like to tell you what's going on at the library. So today, on Thursday, March, what are we, 28th? The teens will be exploring poetry through the improv-style theater games in living literature at 4:30. So go over there at 4:30. Now, keep the dates open. This is really important, folks. I've seen these folks, and they are phenomenal. April 12th and the 13th at the library will be Poetry Alive. And they are so good. I have seen them with kids before that the parents came and brought the kid to the Poetry Alive event, and the parents end up getting up there. I saw the parents get up doing Casey at the Bat one time, and it was hysterical. They were as involved as the children. And these people, these actors, this group of trained people make poetry actually come alive for kids. And that's going to be the 12th and the 13th at the library. So you want to be sure you put that down on your calendar, and we'll bring you more about that. Now, the library is going to be closed on Friday for Good Friday and on the 31st for Easter Sunday, but they'll open on the 30th with regular operating hours. So they're off Friday, on Saturday, off Sunday.
Got that?
Yep.
Okay, now this I think is so interesting. This is next
Yes.
Thursday, April the 4th at 7 p.m. here at Cleveland State in the Johnston Heritage Cultural Building.
On the far end of the campus.
On the far end of the campus, yes. They have a Navajo code talker historian, Zani Gorman. For all of you that don't know, during the World War II, the Japanese kept breaking all of our codes and everything, and so they had a group of Navajo Indians who were sending code in Navajo language, and it just bumfuzzled the Japanese.
The Japanese couldn't
So
figure it out. They
couldn't
didn't speak
figure it out.
Navajo. Okay.
Yeah. So I think that would, and she is Navajo. Her grandfather, I think, was one of them, and that's
how
what got her
neat.
interested in this.
How
So,
neat.
Yeah, it's free, and it's 7 o'clock, and it's next Thursday, April the 4th, and I think that just sounds like a absolutely interesting
Fascinating.
thing. Yeah,
Fascinating and interesting.
yes.
I agree.
Okay.
Okay, now also at Cleveland State next Saturday from 10 until 1 will be the Multicultural Fair. Ooh, I almost didn't get that out. Multicultural Fair. And it'll be in the gymnasium,
that.
which is right next door to where we are. And there'll be African traditional dress fashion show, native tongues welcome. And during the ceremony, there'll be a parade of nations, all kinds of exciting things going on. So that's Saturday from 10 until 1 here at Cleveland State.
Yes, okay. And then next Friday night, April the 5th at 7 p.m., Bradley Initiative for Church and Community is having a local talent show. Mm-hmm. And this isn't just anybody that can get up there. It's people who they had to audition.
They did.
Yes,
they did.
And it's supposed to be they're 12 acts, so it's not going to go on forever. Mm-hmm. So it should be very interesting, and family photos will be available. They plan to make it an annual event. Children ages 5 and under do not need a ticket, but if you want them to have a seat, you're going to have to pay for them, and that is $12 at the door, and $8 if you get them in advance.
And BIC is a wonderful organization,
Yes.
folks, so this is a fundraiser for them.
Yes.
Now, you hear this sermon from Brene and I every time something like this happens, but there'll be a lot of people coming in to Cleveland on the 4th and the 5th. It's Lee Day. So, put on your I Will Be Good for 2 days clothes.
Smile.
Smile.
Be friendly.
Do
Southern
not be fussing
hospitality.
at people driving
No.
who look like they don't know where they're going. 'Cause
No
they
horn
may not.
honking.
That's right. No horn honking. Just be really,
No
really,
hand signals.
really- yes. Please, no hand signals. Okay. So be really, really nice to all these people that are going to visit us on the 5th and the 6th. That's a Friday and Saturday at Lee next weekend.
Yes.
So be sure that you are nice and smiling and welcoming into our city, because
Yes.
folks, it's like Melissa says
They
at
bring
the Chamber
money.
of Commerce, it's heads in the beds, and it's, they're eating in our restaurants and they're doing all kinds of things.
Money in the
So
pockets,
that's exactly
yes.
right. So please, please, please be nice to these people. Y'all really usually are, but I'm just reminding you.
Yes.
Okay, and that's going to be about it for this section, because our four-legged friend has arrived, and
Yes.
we're going to take a little quick commercial break, and then we'll be back with a beautiful, looks like lab, I don't know exactly what, but
Lab mix.
beautiful
I
lab
think.
mix. Oh, he's gorgeous. So, or she, or whatever it is. So we'll be
She.
right back. Don't go away.
She.
It's she.
Yes.
Okay, it's a she.
Logan Thompson, attorneys at law, have built a firm offering quality legal services to the people and businesses of Southeast Tennessee. We have achieved expertise in all areas of law in order to represent our clients in a manner they need, deserve, and have come to expect. Logan Thompson, with 9 attorneys and an extensive and competent support staff, is available to provide representation in various legal areas, including family law, Social Security benefits, personal injury, criminal defense, workmen's compensation, as well as business and complex litigation matters. At Logan Thompson, we have been building a tradition of legal services for over 40 years. We have developed the finest legal services and are proficient in providing you with representation you can trust. Give us a call at 423-476-2251 to schedule your free consultation.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Lefford Chevy, Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here. Doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
Featuring some of the South's most scenic views, the Mountain View Inn has been a landmark in the Cleveland community for over 40 years. Our executive guest quarters with flat screen TVs and excellent bedding will make any guest comfortable. Carrie's Restaurant is one of Cleveland's favorite, with one of the best buffets around.
Hello, and on behalf of the Hughes family, thank you for so many years of your business and your friendship.
This segment of Tennessee Valley This Morning is brought to you by Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland and 2120 Chapman Road, Chattanooga. For your next new or previously owned vehicle, make it Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the better way to buy.
And we have a four-legged friend. Now, you know this happens every week with the black dog. We have on
Black.
dark
Can't
pants.
see.
And so you can't see the black dog.
I'm going to start bringing a white towel.
We need to do that, or a
do.
white sheet and
Yes.
just spread it over. She is beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Mostly
Webbed
lab,
Yeah.
has
Got webbed
webbed feet. And, oh, by the way, this is Mary Ballard.
Yes.
Y'all know Mary. I'm sorry, Mary's just a regular on
she's
here, and I
getting
just
regular,
assume
yeah.
you know her when she comes on. She's a volunteer at the shelter and really spends a lot of time, and we appreciate it.
Yes, she
She
does.
goes by every Thursday morning, picks up a dog, and comes over here. And last week, are we going to call this one Sable today? Because
I guess so.
okay, we were going to call the one last week
She's going to help herself.
Sable, and we found out that Sable was a male after Sable got
was
here because
Sable's
it was
brother.
early in the morning. And so this is Sam. Last week, this is Sam's sister. And if you remember Sam last week, he was Brindle, beautiful dog.
Black and brown brindle.
Black and brindle, and just
Yep.
gorgeous, a little bit bigger than her. And but she doesn't have any of the brindle on her,
No,
really.
she's pretty
she has a
much
little
white.
white on her
Yeah.
chest, but
Yeah.
but other than that, and she's young. So, Mary,
Yes.
tell us a little bit about this dog.
Well, she is dog number 1360,
58. Yes.
dog number 1358, and she is part lab because she has webbed feet and she has a pretty little yellow lab face. She's beautiful, beautiful
She is
dog.
gorgeous.
She
She's
is
gorgeous.
Sweet, sweet, sweet.
She is sweet. She has passed her date. Her due date to be out of the shelter was the 15th of this month. So she's about, what, 13 days
13
past?
days, yeah.
That's
That's-
getting desperate, folks. We
Yes.
need to get these dogs out of here. There's currently 47 animals in animal control at this time, dogs. And
That's full. That is
that's full to capacity.
Yes.
And we've
And
talked about
there
that, folks. When
yes.
it gets full,
They go.
sometimes we lose our no-kill
Yeah.
feeling out there because we've got dogs that we just don't have room for.
Yes, and we need to find homes for them. And there are two that were in the shelter this morning, and they were going to kill them at noon today because they were coming down. Yesterday, sorry. I was reading on my Facebook, and it
today.
said today,
Yes.
which was yesterday. Anyway, they took them to the vet because they thought they were coming down with parvo. And when you have a full shelter like that, that's what happens when it's full and people drop their dogs off and they haven't been vaccinated. And folks, parvo is everywhere.
Yeah, it is.
You know,
Yeah.
it's
It's in the
like
ground.
It's in the ground, and you can't get rid of it. But older dogs who have been vaccinated, against it, but these are okay. But these
Right.
puppies or dogs that are brought in and probably
not
haven't
had
had
their
all their
vaccinations.
shots. and
We don't know.
everything.
We know no
We don't
history on
know.
Sable. We know no
Then
history
they
on
get
Sam.
it, and it's a horrible disease. And if you don't catch it quickly, it's a death sentence. So these two dogs were pulled. One was a puppy and one was about a year old. And they are at Keith Street Animal Hospital. And if it's not a cheap fix for them, and if
No, it
you,
isn't.
No, if you want to help these two dogs get healthy, you can make a donation directly to Keith Street. Get a receipt, Keith Street Animal Hospital, get a receipt and check with your tax person because it's a shelter dog and they came from the shelter and it's a government agency, I'm pretty sure you can deduct it, but you need to talk with your tax person.
Sounds
The
good.
dogs are not in the custody of the shelter anymore.
okay.
Any longer, though.
Okay.
They have been pulled by a rescue group.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, then.
All right, and the
same
rescue
thing.
group is probably a 501c3
If it was
organization?
Dixie, if it was
It
Dixie.
could be if it's
yeah.
Dixie Day.
Okay,
And I
yeah.
believe
All
it
right.
could have been Dixie
Okay.
Day that pulled it.
Very good. All right, now we're going to go through this again. We go through this every week, folks, on
Yes.
how you can go over there and get Miss Sable and how this works. So, Mary, tell us how it works.
Okay, how you do it is you go over and you just pay the $50 adoption fee, and they take the dog then to the veterinarian of your choice. The two that do it strictly for the $50 fee, that covers the spay, the neuter, and the vaccinations, is Dixie Day Spay and also Appalachia Veterinarian.
You can take it to your own, you can have
Right.
it take it to your own vet, and the $50 will go toward the cost.
That's correct.
But you will be responsible for the balance of whatever your vet charges.
That's
No,
correct.
and we've told y'all this, do not pull your car up there and open the door expecting to take the dog
No.
home with you, because it is so vital that you spay and neuter your pets.
Yes,
And
it's
also
very-
Dogs
the
and
vaccinations.
cats.
And the vaccinations.
And get their vaccines. So that's what they're going to do. The shelter will take the dog over to Dixie Day and Appalachian
Or
and
wherever.
get it spayed and or neutered, whatever, and then you can pick it up there.
Yes.
And that works out good, because that way everything's done for you.
Yes.
Now,
There's going to be an adoption event.
Okay,
This
tell us
Saturday
about
at
that.
Tractor Supply.
Yes.
From 10 to 2.
From 10 to 2.
Yes.
Last Saturday was was moved to the shelter because of attempted weather.
Oh, yeah, it was
the
awful.
snow was
Yeah.
supposed to come, and it
Oh.
was so cold to get the animals out. So I
Yeah.
always double check on Saturday morning or Friday night to make sure where it is going to be held. Sometimes if the weather is not cooperating with us, they do take that back to the shelter. But go there for 2 hours. They only have 2 hours on Saturday at the shelter from 10 until noon to adopt out animals. So if it's at the shelter, they really need to go fast and get
Yeah.
those dogs,
Get them out of there.
get them out of
right.
there.
Now,
And you can check on the Cleveland for a No-Kill
Yeah,
City.
Facebook
Facebook.
page. Yeah.
Yes.
and
I'm
that's
sorry,
a
I have
really
her.
good way. I've told y'all this before. There is
Yeah.
no way I'm driving out there and looking at the dogs. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it
But
because
everybody needs to go to the shelter
they
once
do.
just to see
They
what
do.
it is.
Yes.
But
It's
here again,
heartbreaking.
I don't have enough money to bail all of them out, so I cannot go. But you can go on Facebook and see, and also in the banner
See it? Look at
on
this set.
certain. I think it's Sundays that we have the section that shows you pictures. They show you
Yes.
Polk County, Meigs County. They show our shelter, and you can look at those and see. And I know it's very hard to tell.
Yes.
You need to go maybe just meet the dog and see if y'all are going to get along.
And they do have a room at the animal control.
A bonding room.
A bonding room. If you want to, bring your own dog to
Right.
see if they get along, you can do that. Because
That's a
every
good
home
idea.
needs more than one dog.
That's a good idea. And we always say dog, 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 but we also
They
tell
have
you all
cats.
they have cats. They have bukus of cats.
Lots of cats.
And sometimes they have kittens. I know people have asked me, can I get a kitten out there? Yes, I
Yes.
think you probably can.
Almost, especially this time of year. This is kitten season.
Okay, so you don't have to go get a dog. I want you to look at this
Right.
thing. This is so sweet.
And speaking of kitten season, it's very, very, very vital that you have your cats spayed and neutered, because that is the only sure way to prevent any unwanted litters.
Right.
And there are far too many.
Far too many.
Far too many. And about 1 out of 10 dogs across the country that goes to a shelter comes out. It's horrible, horrible, horrible. And the main reason is because, not spaying and neutering your dogs.
There's too many of them.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's just like 47 at the shelter right now, and that is capacity.
And they're dogs.
So-
Abstinence doesn't work with dogs and cats.
No, it doesn't. So we need to be sure that we spay and neuter. Those of you that you don't have to go to the shelter to get a dog. You've got a dog at home, be sure you've spayed or neutered it. All right.
Even if you keep it, you think it's going to stay inside. That's not
No,
guaranteed, because if they go out to do their puppy business or play, there could be another stray dog in the neighborhood that could accidentally
And they're
happen.
healthier. They're healthier.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, we have a neighborhood dog who had 8 puppies, and they were bloodhound Labrador. Now, they were darling puppies, but, you know.
They grew.
Yeah,
and
they're
grew
big
and
dogs.
grew.
They're big dogs. But now she's been spayed, so that won't happen again. But it was a real nice combination. I mean, they were darling puppies,
Yeah.
you know, and they were going to be big dogs. But now, the phone number at the shelter, Mary.
It's 479-2122.
And so if you're interested in this dog is
1358.
58. Now, her brother was on last week, 1359, I think.
1359.
Okay, so, and if you saw him, beautiful dog. And both of them have web feet, and I will say this, that the dog behaved really,
Sit.
really well last
Whoop,
week.
whoop, whoop.
And do y'all have any idea why that might have been, that the dog behaved well?
Because I wasn't here.
That's it, that's it, that's it.
She is so
Renee
mean to
was
me.
not here feeding the dog little goody chicken goodies, and see, now the
Can
dog's
you
going to be
see?
in her lap
Can
because
you
she's
see?
feeding chicken goodies.
Because I like them in my lap.
I know, she does. And she doesn't care. She gets these 80, 90-pound dogs in her lap. She doesn't care.
Yes,
But
yes.
folks,
Somebody
this is
told
an
her.
absolutely,
Yes, she's precious.
you can't tell this isn't full lab. I mean, you look at him and you say lab, black
Yeah.
lab. Gorgeous, gorgeous dog. Now,
Please do go to the shelter and adopt, because he wasn't adopted last week either. They're
And
both
his-
desperate. They're
Yes,
both very urgent dogs.
the
They both need
15th
to
of
be
this
out.
month, folks, passed a while back, okay? So we, probably 13 days. So as long as we're not at capacity at the shelter, it's okay. But when we get to capacity, those who are urgent are really, really urgent. So,
But it's still not a place for a dog to stay for
No,
that long.
no, no,
they,
no.
They need a nice warm home with room to run and play and someone to pet them. She's desperate.
oh,
for-
she's wonderful.
Right. So
And
go out to-
lake, if you have a lake, if you have a pond, this is a water dog,
Yes,
folks.
she
Yeah.
is.
I mean, this dog would love being somewhere around there on the Tennessee River, wouldn't you, gal?
Yeah.
Or something
You won't go
like
home
that.
with Miss Nancy?
So that would be
You won't
nice
go home
too.
with Miss Nancy?
Miss Nancy has to check with the boss and see if he. But she's beautiful.
Look at
She's an
her. She's
absolutely
looking
beautiful
at you.
dog. Now, tell us where the shelter's located.
The shelter's located at 360 Hill Street, just off of Inman Street. As you're going out of town toward Polk County, there is a sign that says animal control this way.
And take that sign and go down there.
Yes.
If you're brave enough to go look at all the dogs.
They're open from 11 a.m. until 5 p.m. every day, Monday through Friday, and only from 10 a.m. until noon on Saturdays. They are not open on Sundays.
Okay, but they are open from 10 until noon on Saturday. So those of you that work
Yes.
might want to go out and check these dogs out. Or you can go to the Cleveland for a No Kill Facebook, and these volunteers
yeah.
photograph every
Every dog,
animal
yes.
that's out there. So it's on their Facebook page.
And on these urgent dogs, they can call Cleveland for a No-Kill City and have a dog placed on a safe list that is faxed to animal control every day. The only problem is you do need to go by and get that dog. If you put it on a safe list, you do need to go by and adopt that dog out. Some dogs are sponsored through Anonymous or people who just want to help but cannot take the dog into their own home. They will sponsor a dog if someone else is willing to take it in. So look on the page. Sometimes they do have that dogs are sponsored on there also. So
And if you
check
can't
that.
take a dog, if you can't foster, and you
no,
can't
no.
adopt, but you want to do something, you can like the Cleveland for a No Kill page, and you can share those dogs. They,
Yes.
with all your friends, and you know how that works. It's just exponential the number of
Right.
people who see them, and you can also
Hurry up.
donate.
Yes.
Okay, we're
Yes.
coming up on a commercial, folks, but this is Sable. 1368?
1358.
1358.
And her brother, 1359, is still
Right.
available also.
Okay,
Yes,
so we'll be
and they
right
are
back.
urgent.
Don't go away. Mary, thank you so much. Some of
Yes.
you are absolutely adorable. Yes,
I'll go
you
home.
are.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
Logan Thompson, attorneys at law, have built a firm offering quality legal services to the people and businesses of Southeast Tennessee. We have achieved expertise in all areas of law in order to represent our clients in a manner they need, deserve, and have come to expect. Logan Thompson, with 9 attorneys and an extensive and competent support staff, is available to provide representation in various legal areas, including family law, Social Security benefits, personal injury, criminal defense, workmen's compensation, as well as business and complex litigation matters. At Logan Thompson, we have been building a tradition of legal services for over 40 years. We have developed the finest legal services and are proficient in providing you with representation you can trust. Give us a call at 423-476-2251 to schedule your free consultation.
Featuring some of the South's most scenic views, the Mountain View Inn has been a landmark in the Cleveland community for over 40 years. Our executive guest quarters with flat screen TVs and excellent bedding will make any guest comfortable. Carrie's Restaurant is one of Cleveland's favorite, with one of the best buffets around.
Hello, and on behalf of the Hughes family, thank you for so many years of your business and your friendship.
This segment of Tennessee Valley This Morning is brought to you by Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland and 2120 Chapman Road, Chattanooga. For your next new or previously owned vehicle, make it Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the better way to buy.
And we are back.
Yes.
And Sable. Now, do not forget about Sable.
No.
Call.
And Sam.
And Sam, her brother, who was on last week. They're still there and they're urgent.
They are
but
urgent.
now we're going to talk with the two-legged friend, Lisa Mantooth from United Way of Bradley County, and she is the Director of Partner Relations.
Yes.
And tell us, first of all, just tell us what in the world that means.
That means that I work with all of our agencies that are our partners, whether we fund them through the campaign or the endowment fund, or if they're external partners that we're working on with initiatives. So even though we don't fund Cleveland State, if they're working with us on something, then they're a partner.
Oh, okay. So there's a lot of partners there.
There are lots
big
of
umbrella.
partners.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, let's talk a minute about the agencies.
Okay.
All right, give us a little overview of our agencies. I know you can't list every one of them.
Okay.
Well, you might be able to.
We don't have that much time.
Overview, that's true. Just give us a little overview of our agencies.
Well, most people know that we have historically funded the Boy Scouts, the Girl Scouts, the Boys and Girls Club of Cleveland, that we've also funded the American Red Cross. But we also fund the emergency shelter, and we have 3 new agencies this year.
Oh.
They actually used to be recipients of the grants through the endowment fund, and they moved over to the campaign side last year, and that's LUDIC, which is Lee University's inclusion program, and then the Hope Center, which works with children who have allegedly had some sexual abuse, and that's a wonderful program. And it's something that before we funded them, there was not one here in Bradley County. People had to either go to Chattanooga or Athens to meet with the detectives or to have the exam. It's just a really, really good program. It's something that people don't like to talk about, but there was an urgent need for that here.
Absolutely.
You can't ignore it and it go away.
you
You
can't
got to
ignore it.
address it.
And I could not believe when I first heard that we didn't have that here, because can you imagine a child that has maybe been molested by an adult having to ask that adult to take them to Athens to talk to the police. Not going to happen, folks. So now it's here.
So they have a really nice, it's a safe environment, it's a comfortable environment for children, and it's really, it makes the best out of a really bad situation.
That is good.
So that's one of our new programs on the campaign side. And then, of course, the historical programs that we funded, you know, the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts and Emergency Shelter, Harbor Safe House. There's 17.
Yeah.
That sounds about
there's
right.
the-
That does, yeah. And did you buy your Girl Scout cookies this year?
I bought more than my share
I
of
did
Girl
too.
Scout cookies
I
this
did
year.
too. So all you little Girl Scouts, that's wonderful out there, and they're really good. And then I went on a diet, but they freeze really well.
Yes,
Yeah.
but Thin Mints are great right out of the freezer.
They are. They
Mine
really,
never
really
make it
are.
to the They barely get frozen.
That's it.
They get a nice little chill on them.
That's it. It's kind of like a Snickers out of the freezer.
Yeah.
Nothing quite like it. Okay. Now let's talk a minute about these folks are funded, and they're funded through a campaign. Now, how does that work?
Well, typically the way our campaign works is we go into businesses and industry and we make requests of the employees, and we do payroll deduction for them throughout the year. And so that way we receive these funds and then we allocate them to agencies. We have 11 panels consisting of volunteers who review every single application and help to make the decisions, which of course go on to the board of directors for final approval. But we have many volunteers that review these programs, these agencies. Every year they go out and make visits to the agencies. They meet with staff.
Some of those.
Have you done that?
Those are very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really amazing because
accountability,
it's
too.
accountability.
A rubber stamp.
Accountability.
Yeah.
And it's a way for people who may not have understood, you know, what their money was going for to actually get in there and kind of get involved on that side of things. And they can ask the good questions that, you know, that maybe need to be addressed that people haven't thought about in the past. And just really a great thing. And this year, our panels, we're doing it a little different than we've done it in the past. In the past, allocation panels, that's what they're called, would meet just in the fall of the year. So every summer, an agency will request their funds for the following year. We're on a calendar year. And so we get those, you know, in August. And so in September, October, November, the panels would meet and do that. Well, we decided that we wanted these volunteers to be more engaged. And so starting this year, the panels will begin meeting in April. So they're going to meet in April, and they're going to review their year-end report. They're going to look at their financials, and then in May or June, depending on the agency, they're going to make visits. So they're actually going to go to the agencies and visit. And even Harbor Safe House, which, you know, we don't tell people where Harbor Safe House is because, you know, you've got to have that element of secrecy for it.
Yeah.
But the chair of the panel for Harbor Safe House is actually going to get the opportunity to go visit the safe house and meet the families that are there at that point and be able to come back to the panel and say, you know, I met these families, I talked to them, and they will be able to really give a firsthand account of what they saw. So that's something special. We've always done panel visits to the sites if needed, except for Harbor Safe House. We've tried to come up with a different way to do it and to get the volunteers more engaged. And this year we're going to try to let the scouting panel go to a day camp one day for the Boy Scouts and a day camp one day for the Girl Scouts. Because you really can see, you don't want to go to an office.
No.
You want to see what they're doing.
Yeah, that's right.
What the programs are.
So we're really excited about that. We're working on those dates right now. So it's becoming a year-long process. They don't meet every month. You know, they meet 3 or 4 times a year, but we're hoping that when we get to the allocation process where they actually are reviewing those proposals, they'll be engaged because they'll have really been a part of it for a whole year and not just, you know, 5 or 6 weeks in the fall.
Yeah.
Right. Well, now let's talk about that a minute because I know people ask me, I had somebody in the shop the other day, how do I get involved in United Way? This is a wonderful way to get involved. So the phone number at United Way is 479-2020. Okay, I wasn't sure it was 96, but it's 479-2020. And all you have to do is call down there, ask to speak to Lisa, and tell her what you might be interested in.
Yeah, and that's part of what last year I volunteered and I helped assemble panels last year. And so what I did was I asked the volunteers interested several questions. You know, I was like, is there a particular agency or something in particular? Do you like education? Do you like children? Do you have a passion for the elderly? And so we tried to fit people where they had passion or very interested in, to where, again, we want the people to be engaged. We don't want them to feel like, well, I volunteered and they just stuck me on this panel.
Right. But we're always needing volunteers down
always
there.
need volunteers.
So don't hesitate to call down there. Don't hesitate to say to Lisa, you know, I don't know anything about autism, so don't put me on that
Yes.
panel, but I am concerned with children, and so Lisa will find a fit for you
Absolutely.
down there, and we always need volunteers. So, so now, we've done this, and we've gone out, and we've had our fund drive. F-U-N-D, folks, that means M-O-N-E-Y, fund
Yes.
drive, okay? Because we can't do this without your financial support.
Right.
We need your volunteerism, but we also need financial support. Now, the campaign is usually what time of year?
It's usually summer to fall.
Okay.
So basically August 1st through the end of October.
Now, if you're no longer employed, if you're retired and you used to give through Bowater, but you don't anymore, hey, that doesn't stop you, folks.
That's right.
We have individuals that do
Yes.
this, and that works just fine. All you have to do here again is call Lisa.
Do y'all do bank drafts for individuals?
I believe we do, yes.
Yeah.
And
So
there's a
say-
PayPal opportunity on the website.
So you don't even have to think about it if you want to give even like $10 a month. If
Correct.
that's what you used to
Correct.
give and you're retired
Right.
or whatever,
Absolutely.
you know, you can do bank draft and then it just comes out of your banking account.
Right.
And they won't take more than what you say.
Right.
And,
That's
and
illegal.
You don't even miss it. It's not there. But this is
Right.
the 75th anniversary
Correct.
of our United Way,
Yes.
which is awesome, folks. It started out as, I think, Community Chest.
Yes.
And now it is, if you remember that from playing Monopoly, the Community
Yeah.
Chest. But now it is United Way of Bradley County, and 75 years. And Matt Ryerson is the president there now, took over from Brenda Abel, who was there for
30 plus
30
years.
plus years, did a great job. Matt's doing a great job too. So, and Lisa's new. You had come from the long-term recovery
Correct.
organization, and now stepped into this. So
Prior to that, she was the Red Cross.
there you
director.
go.
So she has experience on both sides.
Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, so Lisa, thank you for being on with us. Is there anything last minute that you want to say?
I just want to say that the United Way is more than a fundraising body. We do raise money, and we also do
have
allocate
to,
money.
yeah.
But you know, we really try to be a collaborator, a convener of interesting things, of needs in our community. We like people will call and go, "Hey, did you know that there was a problem with homeless people in the park at Johnston Park?" Yes, we did know that. So we will convene people to try to talk about this issue and see what can we do, where can we go from here. And so we're not just a fundraiser, we try to identify those needs and take care of those needs as best we can. So I think that's something that most people don't know about the United Way,
Right.
and it's important.
And it's a great place to call if you've got a question about. And I know, was it 2 years ago, 3 years ago, we did a survey to see
2 years.
what the needs were, and one of those was dental care.
Yes.
And the group has met to try to look at ways that maybe this dental care for people who can't afford to go to a dentist. And so there's a lot of things that United Way does. So,
Yes.
let's put you on the spot. You liking your new job?
I love it.
I have a question, and this is back to the fundraising, but, and I know I am probably putting you on the spot, but in the 75 years, how much money has been raised
I
or
don't
given
know.
to?
Do you know?
We'll get
Oh,
Patrick
okay.
on in just a
I
minute.
don't know.
He'll tell us.
Because I just think
See,
it
she's
would
the
be
new
a
kid on the
phenomenal-
block.
I don't
yeah,
know.
Yeah, she's the new kid
well,
on the
I
block.
said I probably putting you on the spot,
don't
but
know.
that just crossed my mind when you said
lot.
75 years.
Yeah,
I know it's
75
an
years.
astronomical
It has
figure.
to be. Lisa, thank you so much
Thank
for being
you.
on with us today. And this time passes real fast. I know there's 100 more things that you could say, but
okay.
you're used
You
to
can
being
come
on.
back.
So
I can come
yeah,
back.
There you
Yes.
go. You can.
Uh-huh.
Folks, don't go away. We'll be right back. We're going to bring on someone else from United Way to talk about another side of United Way that you may not know about or know about. We just didn't want you to get confused.
There you
Yes.
go.
We wanted you to
Exactly.
talk about our agencies and our partners. Now we're going to talk about the others. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Logan Thompson, attorneys at law, have built a firm offering quality legal services to the people and businesses of Southeast Tennessee. We have achieved expertise in all areas of law in order to represent our clients in a manner they need, deserve, and have come to expect. Logan Thompson, with 9 attorneys and an extensive and competent support staff, is available to provide representation in various legal areas, including family law, Social Security benefits, personal injury, criminal defense, workmen's compensation, as well as business and complex litigation matters. At Logan Thompson, we have been building a tradition of legal services for over 40 years. We have developed the finest legal services and are proficient in providing you with representation you can trust. Give us a call at 423-476-2251 to schedule your free consultation.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
Featuring some of the South's most scenic views, the Mountain View Inn has been a landmark in the Cleveland community for over 40 years. Our executive guest quarters with flat screen TVs and excellent bedding will make any guest comfortable. Carrie's Restaurant is one of Cleveland's favorite, with one of the best buffets around.
Hello, and on behalf of the Hughes family, thank you for so many years of your business and your friendship.
This segment of Tennessee Valley This Morning is brought to you by Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland and 2120 Chapman Road, Chattanooga. For your next new or previously owned vehicle, make it Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the better way to buy.
And we are back. We are back with another friend, and this is Patrick Long from United Way.
Well, hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
He's
And
in
he
a
is
different corner in the United
Vice
Way.
President of
Community Impact.
Community Impact. Now, we're going to talk about what is Community Impact.
Well, that title's really just code for I take a lot of naps in my office, so I sleep a lot.
Which is why I try to send emails and phone call over there a lot. Okay?
Yeah, keep him up.
That's why Lisa's there, right? So that I can sleep. It was
Right.
really, my
Yeah.
job was interfering with my sleep schedule. So,
I understand. Okay.
anyways, but.
So you are Impact, and what are you impacting?
Oh man, everything
Okay,
really. And
good.
it's not me, it's the United Way.
Absolutely.
I think.
Absolutely.
I think what's really awesome about the United Way, I've worked at a couple of different nonprofit agencies, and what's really great about the United Way is if you think about, the Wizard of Oz and they go in and like pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. I think the United Way is kind of the man behind the curtain. There are all of these different pieces that need to be connected for our community to really be healthy and to thrive. And so I think that we get the privilege to work with everything from, the partner agencies that Lisa talked about to adult dental care to kids with
That's a
special
really
needs.
clever analogy,
I know, it
it's
is.
Like,
I'm
and then
liking
Cleveland gets the stars and all of the fireworks and everything, and there's United Way behind the curtain.
I
I
know.
like that.
I do too.
Thanks, trademarking it. It's mine.
Yes, okay.
Okay, you heard it here.
Yes.
First, you heard it here. Okay, now let's talk about the $20 million you have to spend.
$20 million that we have to spend. Yeah, that is what most people think. They think we just
I
sit
know.
back there and we write
I
checks.
know.
And
That's why I wanted you on here, Patrick. Explain the $20 million.
no, we cannot spend the whole $20
That's
million.
right.
we got this incredible blessing back in 2005.
Yes,
when
we did.
The county sold that, and you were a part of that whole process, I think, as a member of our board of directors. Is that right, Nancy?
Miss Nancy is a part of everything.
Speaking of the wizard behind the
Cleveland.
curtain, right?
Exactly.
She's the curtain behind
Okay,
the
we
person behind
digress.
the curtain.
Let's go back.
Sorry. But so we got this wonderful blessing, and then when they sold the county hospital. And so originally we got $19.7 million, and our contract with the Board of Trustees said that we could spend 85% of the interest that those investments earn, and we reinvest the other 15%. And so starting in 2008, we started making grants. And so what that effectively means is that, we've got now, it's grown from 19.7 to about $22 million, which is really exceptional. The group that manages those funds is doing a great job.
Great team, great management team.
Way smarter than I am.
Yeah, boy, me too.
Totally different language. But so
They know what they're doing.
They certainly do,
what.
yes.
But so now we've got about $22 million, and we get the opportunity through those funds to launch some really exciting and innovative stuff. And our campaign, the allocation side of things, is really more long-term operational support. And these are little kind of startup grants or capacity building grants that let us kind of get our hands into everything. So.
Now, last week we mentioned we had the new director of the museum, Hassan Najjar,
Yes.
on with us, and he, in the community calendar, he read the little thing about the workshops y'all are doing right now. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that we're trying to do is make sure that as people apply for these funds, that they're educated about the process and that they understand what we're looking for. One of the other really great things, speaking of being behind the curtain, that the United Way does is, the nonprofit community ranges vastly in size and scope. And so you've got organizations like the Girl Scouts that we fund, and while all the money we give stays locally, that organization actually spans 47 counties in 3 different states.
Right.
And we've got really small local organizations. And so these workshops give us the opportunity to tell people what we want, but also give us the opportunity to teach people how can they improve what they're doing, how can they do it better, how can they operate more effectively, because the people that we're serving deserve the highest quality services that we can give them. So it's a combination of this is what we're looking for, and we require that people attend those, and it's also, I think, a really great time to interject and say, by the way, you should be looking at X, Y, and Z. So.
Right. And writing grants, folks, it's not necessarily easy.
No.
You have this passion in you about your organization, but you have to actually put it down on a piece of paper and explain why it's good for more than just you. So,
And how it will meet
how it will
the
impact
funding organization's goals.
Absolutely. And for us, our goals are set forth by the contract that we have with the Health Endowment Committee, the Board of Trustees of the hospital. And that's, we are effectively trying to engage people around issues relating to healthcare, wellness, and quality of life. And so those are the goals that we've got there. So. And that application is no joke. I actually had somebody come in last year and hand it to me and said, we got to talk about this. It's too long. So I thought, well, that's probably good. If it's too long.
Well, then probably we don't need to even talk about that one. Okay. You do have to work. They do not just hand you the money at United Way.
We don't.
You do have to express exactly what it is you're going to do with it. Now, you said health, wellness, and quality of life.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you can stretch things.
Absolutely.
You can stretch things.
We can. Well, and we really, we've chosen to take a really broad interpretation of those terms, because if you look at something like healthcare, there are all kinds of things that influence whether or not a person has access to healthcare. If they don't graduate high school, then they're not employable and they're less likely to have that. When you look at things like, all of this is just, it's all so holistic and systemic, and so it connects really well. So it's hard to segregate things into pots and say, this is healthcare, this is wellness, and this is quality of life. So we do take a pretty broad brush when it comes to interpreting those terms.
And it's just like Allied Arts Council. That's a quality of life issue, folks, because of the arts are part of what we need in our community. Now, we don't write grants to you because we have our own little fundraiser coming up. We'll talk about that next week. But anyway, you can stretch those quality of life situations.
Absolutely, you can. And I think that we've got, go ahead.
Dog food for people who can't afford it, and they won't have to get rid of their dogs and cats because they say, I'm just throwing something out.
Absolutely.
Because they do say that, having an animal lowers your blood pressure if it's,
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Maybe writing a grant.
Well, come on over. So we got workshops happening at the library.
See, that's it. Okay, tell us about when are the workshops? I
Well,
think you have 2 more left.
We have 2 more left. I could tell you when they are, but there's a really big possibility I would just get those dates all muddled up.
Oh, okay.
So what they can do is they can log on to our website, www.unitedwaybc.com, and those are posted on our events calendar.
BC for Bradley County.
BC, Bradley
Yes,
County.
B
Right.
as in boy, C as in cat.
And it's, even though it's a United Way organization, it's still .com.
It is, yes ma'am.
Yeah, because we do
.com.
some .orgs here, and I just want them to be sure it's .com. So that's right.
That's right.
So
Yes.
go to the website, and it lists all these things that people need to know.
Absolutely. And we do require that people attend one of those workshops. At this point, we made some changes to the way we make grants last year, and so we're just trying to make sure everybody knows. So we do require that people attend those workshops so that we can catch them up with where we're
Well,
at.
you know, if I'm asking you for $35,000 or $40,000 for a project, then the least I can do is attend a workshop.
I think it helps.
I mean, the very least I can do is to attend that workshop.
Yeah, I think so.
Do you give, like, other than just like this is what we do you give like guidance on budgets and what kind of accountability and outcomes you're looking for and stuff like just everything anybody would want to know?
Yeah, we do that again. And that person who said it was too long, really, it's an extensive application.
It is.
But we feel like, you know, for $30,000 or $40,000, it's and again, part of what we're looking at are cycles. So we're looking at a multi-year commitment. So, you know, a $50,000 grant in year 1 can quickly turn into a $100,000 plus investment for us, which is significant. And so there are all kinds of things in there, but, you know, outcomes, how does this impact our community? What kind of change can we expect to see? We do provide guidance over budgets. And another piece at the United Way, we house this here. It's actually funded through the Health Endowment, but is the Community Action Network. And what the Community Action Network does is helps to provide those training opportunities to nonprofit organizations so they can, there's just a lot to know, and it's about board development, fundraising, making sure you're not breaking any laws.
That would be important.
Little things.
Yes. Okay,
And
Renee
for small organizations,
Yes.
you know, they don't have the funds to go to
Right.
these big conferences and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
And, you know, good ideas, good people, good intentions can get you in a lot of trouble if you don't know what you're doing, you know?
That's the truth.
Now, Renee asked Lisa a question that she said she couldn't answer,
Yes.
but you could.
And you were
Yes.
going, I
In
know.
75 years, roughly, how much
Yes.
money are we talking about?
Well, I can tell you this. We have records that go back to 1971, so I can give you the total from 1971 to today, including the Health Endowment. It's approximately $67 million.
Wow.
I knew it was phenomenal.
Wow.
Say 70 million plus.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
You know.
If you go back. So.
Oh, that is awesome.
Isn't that phenomenal?
And you know, that's just a
And
wonderful
thank you,
thing.
all of you.
Absolutely.
Because that's where it came from.
And that's just a wonderful thing to end on. The director just gave me the sign that it's time. So, Patrick, thank you so much.
Hey, thanks for having me.
And we'll try to get you back on again with Lisa, too, because these little segments don't really give us enough time to talk about everything we need to talk
Not in
about.
depth.
Well, I'll be back whenever I can with, you know, Cleveland's own Kathy Lee and Hoda. So you just let me know and I'll be
Thank
here.
you so much.
Bring us our wine.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Folks, thank you so much for being with us today. Here again, Renee and I are dressed for a cold day, but maybe the sun will come out and the wind won't blow and it'll be 60 degrees.
I'm not counting on it.
We're not counting on it. But y'all have a great day
Yes.
and have a beautiful Easter, folks.
Yes.
Go to the church
Blessed
of your choice
Easter.
and worship this Sunday.
Yes.
See you. Bye.
Keep on smiling.
That's right.